Welcome back to 101 East. Now joining us on the program is the Prime Minister of Thailand, Mr. Abhisit Wichachua. Welcome to join us here. The Thai army has very often said is fighting a war against ghosts in southern Thailand. Now for the first time the insurgency has spoken out to the media. We had an exclusive interview with the BRN coordinate and they were telling us that they feel like the Thai government is colonizing them, and they say they're being treated as second-class citizens, and they say they want independence.
I think the southern situation has been a long-standing problem in Thailand. It has a number of roots, historical, cultural, and so on. But my government has made it a clear policy that the key to peace in the south is justice. So we have proved that by getting to work during a short period of time of 2 months. First of all, by clearly emphasizing the development dimension of our policy. We set up a special committee. I chair it myself, full of ministers and agencies that have responsibilities for development projects in the 5 provinces in the south. Secondly, I move quickly to make sure that past injustices are addressed. And the issue, for instance, of the disappearance of Somchai, again, there's now going to be progress. The police in charge of the case has publicly stated that he now has the full support from the government.
But there's still a lot of complaints about impunity for the army. There's recent allegations of human rights violations.
We are talking of 2 months to try to address quite a long-standing problem. But I think the direction is clear. Even the current enforcement of the various laws, that's being reviewed. When we extended the emergency decree early in January, I think for the first time the government instructed the security people to now review the use of martial law, the use of the emergency decree, to report back to us, so that next time an extension is sought, there has to be clear reasoning why these laws should be in place.
But you think the military will actually stand trial? Because there's this famous case of Imam Yapa, who was tortured and killed by the soldiers.
And already the court has already ruled.
But the soldiers haven't been tried yet.
They have to go to the court, to the special courts. But the cases are proceeding. I have an understanding clearly with the chief of the armed forces. He has openly stated that if there are any officials who are involved in abuses, they must be held accountable. And I think we haven't heard that for a long time. So I think there's a clear change in direction, and the government is very sincere in pushing for justice as a way of achieving peace.
What do you say to the claims of BRN coordinate that they want an independent state?
Well, it may be their aim, but we will prove that the people living in the 5 provinces, they are treated fairly, and that they will have opportunities, and that they are valued by the Thai government the same way as we value our people in other provinces.
How are you going to do that? Because they still tell me that they feel like second-class citizens.
Well, if they will see what the government is now moving ahead to do, particularly in terms of the development projects, particularly about the progress we are trying to make on the various cases where it is felt that there has been injustice, and also trying to make everything more transparent, open, and accountable, I think that should prove to them that this is something that that real change is happening.
Well, I spoke to a reformist major general in the south, and he said it's actually not that difficult. If the government would allow religious holidays, like Islamic holidays, like the Eid al-Fitr, to be an official holiday, that would make such a goodwill in the south.
We will make some moves to accommodate for the diversity of religious beliefs and cultures in the provinces. That's written in policy and also will be part of the administrative plan. So we will move ahead with that.
But the insurgency says that they want independence. You say we can't give it to them.
But they have always said that.
And are you willing to talk to them? Because there might be some opportunities. They have very high hopes that the new Prime Minister might change things, can change things in the south. Are you willing to talk to them?
We are changing things in the south, and we can achieve that through policies on development, through justice.
Are you willing to talk to them?
I think they can see for themselves what we're doing for the people down there.
That means no.
that means that they can see for themselves.
There were peace talks earlier also in Indonesia. The Thai government spoke through the Vice President of Indonesia with some delegates here. Do you want to continue with that, and do you think Indonesia can play a role?
I think we are now reorganizing and reviewing the way we are operating in the area. That means that we should be given a chance to do what we want to do. And in my meeting with the President today, he has affirmed that Indonesia views this as a domestic problem of Thailand.
So you don't think there would be a role for an international agency or another country?
We seek the understanding of the international community about the real situation. But the problem is intrinsically a domestic problem, and we can handle that, and we will prove that.
But it's a huge domestic problem. Every day there are incidents. I was there, 3 people died every single day.
That is why we make it a high priority for the government. We don't pretend it's easy, and we don't pretend that it's something that can be achieved quickly. But that doesn't mean to say that we cannot handle it. I think with the clear direction and approach that we are taking now, it will be a start of an improvement in the situation.
But 3,500 people died in 5 years. When do you think it's going to stop?
The incidents have been reduced somewhat over the last year, but we feel that maybe the security forces have been more efficient, and of course we are deploying more resources down there. What my government is saying that we don't just look at that dimension. We're saying that it has to be matched with good policies, economic policies, education policies, cultural policies, and we're going to do that.
But some are even saying that the support for the insurgency is growing because of the human rights violations committed by the army in the past.
Which is why we recognize that there now has to be much more accountability and transparency.
If the insurgency will reach out to you, if they want to reach and talk to you, what do you say?
Well, I say that, you know, they should be under our constitution. They can cooperate with us in achieving peace.
So that means?
And we hear the voices of all people in Thailand. People who feel that they are disempowered, people who feel their voices are not heard. My policy, not just in the south, but also countrywide, is that I will hear all voices and I will address their concerns.
But even some people from the military in the south say that the government should talk to them.
I think that you know, talks can happen between groups of people, but the challenge is the government has to prove that the people who live in these provinces are given opportunities, are given justice, are given fairness and importance, and if we do that, I think that's how we achieve peace.
You think you're inheriting a huge burden from the past, from the previous governments concerning the south?
Well, if you take a much longer view, I think the situation has steadily improved, you know, over a number of decades. It's unfortunate that maybe 5-6 years ago, the government maybe took a wrong turn by using more violence and perhaps disregarding the other dimensions, and thought that this was really a problem for security forces. We intend to change it back.
And you think you can have control over the military?
Why not? I think the military, out of all people, would certainly love to see peace there because they don't want to see further losses.
But the military are very much in control in Thailand over the last couple of years, right? So you really have to struggle to get control.
I don't think that's the case. I think if you looked at the last couple of months, I think for the first time, a government leader like myself actually spells out these issues publicly, and the army chief has agreed.
My last question, when do you expect the result?
I expect to have a steady improvement. It will take time. You know, the issue of justice and trust, once that has been breached, it takes a lot longer to rebuild it. But we have to take the long, hard road, and we intend to do what we can.
Thank you very much, Prime Minister. That's all from the 101 East team here from Jakarta. Hope you join us again next week.